conditioning? What do you think of his play?
Yeah, I loved his floor game tonight. He did not force, and a lot of times when you're coming back and trying to get your rhythm and timing and get your legs under you, you have guys can have a tendency to do that, but he didn't do that. He really played extra pass basketball, just let the game come to him. If we have a team that is selfless, the way our 3 stars played tonight, not just Brad, but Kevin and Book and Brad having 25 assists. With the way those guys scored a basketball, we got a chance to be special this year.
Yeah, with the spacing, particularly early, it was really good. What do you feel like that was just initially just guys moving the ball, or what would you attribute that to early in the game?
Well, we continue to work on our spacing, and we continue to work on making the right reads in terms of playing extra pass basketball and playing selflessly. We have to become a team. We have talent, but talent doesn't win for you. How you play on the floor, the on the court culture that you create is what's going to win for you, and that involves spacing the right way. It involves attacking the paint as much as possible, and with help comes make the right reads. We did a lot of spray outs. We did a lot of finding Nurk in the paint, rolling a basket, or Doak or Mezzi. So I was really pleased with the way we spaced and the way we read the defense offensively.
One other thing I have was Eric has talked about you guys should be scoring between 120 and 130. So that should be the norm. 129 the other night, 133. Is that a number that's reachable every game for you guys, or is that a number that's on the high end?
We'll see. I think the sky's the limit for what we can be if we have not only those 3 guys in the lineup, but also Grayson and Eric. Those guys are elite backside shooters and attackers off the bounce. So we have an opportunity with those 5 guys in the lineup, to really generate high offensive outputs. But we'll see where it goes.
Prior to the Houston game, Kevin had a few games where his turnovers were uncharacteristically high. How do you like how he's responded as a playmaker in these last 2 games?
Yeah, he had 10 assists, 0 turnovers at halftime last time. Finished with 3. One of them was saving the ball in bounds. So that doesn't really count. And tonight, 11 assists, 1 turnover. So I think he's responded about as well as you could possibly imagine.
We talked about unselfishness a lot in training camp leading up to it. He only had 4 shot attempts through 3 quarters. That kind of rings true to some of those things you talked about, right?
That's right. It's about elite talent becoming a team, and the last 3 games, we really played that way. I thought the Dallas game offensively, we played a really selfless brand of basketball, and we saw it again in Houston. We saw it again tonight.
What do you think about the way Nurk kind of defended in coverage and protected the rim on a few occasions?
Yeah, we're working with Nurk on his defense and his angles and the aggressiveness of attacking everything that comes to the basket. A lot of defenses will have guys play center field and stay with the roller and try to play cat and mouse. But in my defense, anything that comes to the basket, he's got to go attack. And I think he's doing a good job protecting the rim, and obviously he's doing a great job on the boards for us as well.
Coach, when defensively, Rozier, every team has at least one guy that can get it going. What was working for
Yeah,
him?
Terry's that kind of player. He's we saw on the scouting report, he's got a lot of games where he looks like a gunner because he's out there firing away and missing. But he's very streaky, and he has the ability to get really hot. And I thought a lot of the threes he made were pretty well guarded. We turned up the pressure with double teams in the 4th quarter later in the game. But, he's that kind of player. He's flammable, and guys like to shoot well against us. You've got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal on your team. You're going to get a lot of teams' best punch. That's just the nature of having stars like that.
To your point on a lot of those shots being contested, how did you like the way the defense stayed composed through 23 threes for them?
Yeah, 34 points in the paint. That's the biggest thing right now. You got to give up something. I don't envision us giving up this many threes last game and this game, but our paint's got to be our priority. Early in the season, we have not been good enough protecting the rim and being strong in our gaps and containing the basketball. And I think we're bottom 3rd in allowing points in the paint. So our focus right now is to get that corrected and hopefully do it without damage at the 3-point line. And like I said, I thought the number of threes that they made weren't really as a result of us overcommitting to the paint. these guys making step back threes on his own man, we'll live with some of that.
So when you talk about working with individual guys on certain things, is there a top-down plan? And does individual coaches work with these players? Do you have your hand in it? How does it all work? Is it something formal that's written out, and this is what we want you to do, and then you go out and work with the guy? Just what's your way you do it?
You just nailed it. I mean, I oversee it. Every player has a coach that they work with individually. In our staff meetings, every time players are in the rotation, we talk about what they're doing well, not doing well, and where they need to develop. They take them out for what we call their daily vitamin, pre-practice, either shooting, volume of shots, or working on fundamentals they need to work on both sides of the ball. And that coach will watch their individual film with them. And if the guy's not playing, then the coach will watch film of somebody else playing that position. So they're learning that position well. So our coaches do a great job and are very thorough, with that type of individual work.
How much time in a day does this all take?
It's pretty much around the clock. Yeah, we work hard.
Coach, there's a saying that if you don't have luck sometimes, you don't have bad luck, you have no luck at all. Obviously, that's been the case with the injuries. What is your feeling today getting through this game, pretty much injury-free as far as the big three are concerned, and now you have some sort of hope that this will continue and you can build upon this as well with these guys staying healthy?
Yeah, my hope is that early struggles will be a distant memory in 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. We battle some injuries while we're trying to build cohesion. Hopefully, we have a stretch where we can have all those three guys out there together, and then the role players as well. And then if we can do that, then we got an opportunity to gel and build the cohesion that we've been looking for. And if we have that, then we got a chance to really take off. So this is one win. But we have a 6-game homestand, and we're 1-0 on now, and we've got to get to the next one.
That's about the minute progression you wanted for Beal.
Yes. Yeah.
Frank, I know as a coach, you probably love the shot numbers, like 11, 13, 18, kind of all around the same. How do you ensure stuff like that happens? Just kind of even shot numbers for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be even. I think everybody's got to attack and read defense, and then the ball finds the open man. And the open man happens to be one guy more than another one night, we'll live with that. As long as everybody's making the right reads and playing selflessly.
So Eric Gordon, he went 7 for 12 for 3-point range. Just how easy is it for him to transition from starting to going on the bench and then coming into the game?
It's not easy to do, and I actually talked to Eric about that. And I said, you're coming off the bench now, you've been in the starting lineup, don't change your mindset at all, right? Coming off, it can feel differently for certain guys, but when he was checking at the scorer's table, I grabbed him and said, hey, don't change your mindset at all. You made 7 threes last game as a starter. Stay every bit as aggressive as you were last game, and he did a great job with that.
Felt how it looked, man. It's a game changer. Being at full strength and the offense was moving, the ball was hopping around, and we were getting the best available shot every time down, and guys giving up good shots and passing it into great ones, and great players doing that.
Curious, when the three of you were out there, obviously Nurkic, he ate early. How big is that to know, okay, we don't have to shoot it every time because we can find other guys that get shots?
Yeah, I think there's going to be schemes that are, going to be centered around, trying to limit us three. I know it's crazy to say. I've never said that before, but those guys should have easy ones. And then especially early in the game, if you punish them like that, then as the game goes on, I think, open up opportunities for us to get off, or, if they want to die by giving up easy, wide open layups, then that'll be the case.
Folk, when KD got his playmaking going early and found Nurkic for the second time in a row, he screamed, "That's basketball." How does that feel for you guys as a unit when the ball's moving like that and you're playing the sport the way you want to?
Yeah, and he's been doing it at a high level, especially these last 2 games of, tying his career high of 16 assists last game and coming in tonight and having 11 of them with 1 turnover. So it just shows the capability of, how great he is and, how he's just a player. He's never put himself in a box as a scorer or any position. He's just a basketball player at the highest level. So, he just takes what the defense gives him and, he's getting us all easy looks.
Devin, it might seem like to a lot of people that Grayson's just an elite spot-up shooter, but what's it like having someone like that can put the ball on the floor and create plays like he did for KD and others tonight?
Yeah. It's what we've been preaching, since the beginning. Just be aggressive. You can't be timid if you're out there on the court with us because that's what teams are going to play into. So, Grayson's one of those guys that, is elite at his role. And he does it all out there. He's also matching up, with the other team's best player and, being physical. And, he's a guy you can hit in transition and he's either going to get a foul, a layup, or find an open man on the backside. So he's been unbelievable.
Look, I know reps are going to help, but what things are you excited to just build with Brad and backcourt, to kind of put this whole thing together?
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm just most excited for him, to get through the game and be healthy and be ready to get ready for the game Sunday. I know it's been tough on him not being able to play and, he just rehab after rehab. So seeing a lot of smiles on his face today. His mood was better. And, I've been in that seat before. The game does, it changes everything when you're out there playing. So I was happy to have him back.
Then what's it like out there when you find yourself wide open for shots when that just has not been?
Yeah, it's an adjustment, but I'll take it. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
But what effect does the spacing, the getting easier shots, easier baskets have on the defense? They're taking the ball out of the net now as opposed to turning around and transitioning. You find yourself getting back on defense much less now since you're making these shots, easier shots.
Yeah. It's just the flow. It's how the game's supposed to be played. And that's what we want to do. We always said, especially us three, not only are we scorers, and Brad and KD have both averaged 30 in their career through seasons, but they've always made the right play too. Those are guys I've seen every defense also, and has been forced to, not only make the pass to an assist, but the one more pass that leads to a 4-on-3 on the backside. So, it's a selfless play, and we have a selfless team. Starting at the top.
First praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For me, it was just good to be back. Just good to be out there on the floor. Good to just be playing, be moving, and finish a game. That's all I cared about tonight.
Curious, you obviously worked hard to get back sooner than the 2 weeks. How important was that for you to get back as quickly as you could?
Well, I'm usually a little faster with ankle sprains. This one was really tough. This one was I really tweaked this one. So for me, it was definitely frustrating. Dealing with the back and then coming back and feeling good in that New York game. And second play of the game, I'm out, and that can't make it up. It's unfortunate, but I think it definitely just helped challenge me a little bit more, challenge my faith a little bit more, and just for me, it gave me a little bit more of an open lens of just looking at the dynamic of the team, where I can fit in and how I can contribute.
One thing I had was the spacing early. How nice was that it seemed like everybody, it wasn't a forced issue, it wasn't a forced action. It seemed to be a nice flow.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want. That's the beauty of it. There's a lot of threats out there, a lot of guys who are very versatile. We can shoot the ball really well. EG and Grayson have been shooting the leather off of it, so you got to respect everybody on the floor. When Book and K and I have the ball, you gotta expect pull-ups, layups, dump-offs, corner kickouts. So you can't guard everything. So the spacing was great. We gotta continue to build, continue to get better at it. But our defense has to be a little bit better than anything.
Is this the best you felt physically out there all season?
It's a trick question.
Just a straight question.
She says the best I've felt since being up? No.
When you came back, you still had telltale problems with your back. Then you hurt your ankle. Then you got a good chance to rest your back for a couple of weeks and work on your back, and then you recovered from your ankle. So it's a straight off question.
No, I'm saying for me, it's a trick question of how to answer that. It's not a trick question you're asking me. For me, it's a tough one because I can sit here and say, yeah, I feel good, but my ankle probably isn't 100%. So I'm not going to sit and say, oh, yeah, it's the best I felt. I felt really good at the beginning of the year. But I'm getting there. We'll get there.
Brad, we saw your chemistry with Nurk again tonight. What's he like as a screening partner, and how has that developed between the two of you?
Oh, man, he's a willing passer, and I think that's what makes it difficult to guard him, you know. His ability to be able to handle the ball and also facilitate it. You know, bigs. One thing about bigs, they don't like their man scoring. That's one thing about bigs. They hate when their man scores. So he makes our life easy. You know, as guards, we just come off and we got open looks, or he just rolls right to the basket. He has layups all game, but he's a willing passer to where he kicks those out for threes, or he gets and ones, or powers up, gets fouls, puts us in a bonus. So, I mean, he's a huge piece to our team, man. You know, it's an understatement of how we missed him the last few games, but his presence is always felt.
Kevin had back-to-back assists in the first quarter, and then after the second one, he yelled out, "That's basketball." What's it like when the gears are spinning and you can feel the offense playing at that level?
It feels good. You know, we know what we're capable of. Obviously, we got to be healthy. We all got to be out there. We got to be available, and it's just a matter of us putting it together. You know, we've seen what we're able to do, and it's just us constantly building on it.
Is there any specific movements that you feel the ankle still a little bit? Is there anything?
No, I think it's more of a mental thing. Me just putting it behind me and just saying I'm okay. My body's good. Your ankle's good. You're fine. Go hoop. You know, and that's probably what got me to play tonight. You know, being able to get over those humps of, you know, your ankle's good. You're able to move good. You can run. You can jump. You know, so, you know, give it a go. There's no real. I think one of the most difficult things about our sport is no way of getting in game shape besides playing in a game. You know, there's no way of knowing how you feel unless you're out there. So a lot of that all kind of factored into the night.
You mentioned your past experience with ankle sprains. Does that first game really help with that trust establishing?
100%. This is definitely probably the longest I've ever been out with an ankle, but hopefully it's behind me and I can just continue to move forward.
Just curious to your take on the offensive talent in today's league. You know, 7-1 Charlotte team comes in here and can hit 23 threes, and just across the league, I mean, offense is booming. What's your take on the youth and young talent?
It's funny. I was talking to one of my friends back home about this the other day. So, you know, we have these. I think as fans, we have these kind of crazy expectations of players, and a lot of stuff that we do isn't normal. You know, a lot of stuff that guys do, averaging 30 points a game, triple doubles, like that's just not normal things to do. But because guys are talented, we have this huge expectation, like, no, you have to do that. And if we don't do it, it's like, damn, why didn't he have a triple-double tonight? Why didn't he get 30 tonight? But these guys are really good, man. Like, everybody in the league is good. And I think now we're in an age where the entire league as a whole, like you said, is very locked in on that offensive end. Granted, we all can play a little bit more better defense. But you got to respect every single team that you play. Like, Charlotte is a well-assembled team. They just got to figure it out. Like, they have a lot of good pieces. They're a competitive team, just like every team that's going to come in here. Yeah, they made 23s. That can be anybody on any night. For whatever reason, they see the Suns, they want to make shots. But, you know, we got to be a little better on the defensive end. But, you know, for the most part, one thing we never do is disrespect our opponents. Everybody is good. Everybody's talented. And we just got to make sure that we continue to put our best foot forward because we have a target on our backs every night.